Hey guys, how you doing? This is Ben Reception. I'm here today to bring a review for Vamp, so Manga chapter 17. So this chapter can be split into three parts: the Dress fraction, the Inca fraction, and the Rank fraction. I'm going to just talk about everything as it happens within the chapter. So basically, with the first fraction, with everything involving Jess, I am not happy with the fact that Jess was able to beat the mummy single-handedly with no difficulty. Single-handedly with no difficulty. We got to remember, yeah, this has been stated to be someone who used to spar, and he said used to spar with him, an old friend of Jasper. So I do assume that Jasper is the stronger of the two, but the fact that they used to be sparring partners, that's a phrase that's thrown around. Flipping the mummy should be somewhat close to Jasper's level of strength. So the fact that Jess beat him solo with one hit. Am I the only one that sees a problem with that? And just as a side note to add to this, these guys are said to have hundreds of years of experience. Now I don't know if it's all of them, but I remember within volume 1, even though that was Inca posing as James, as I call him, Jaminio, he said he had hundreds of years of experience, and I'm guessing that all these guys, Jasper, Albert Einstein, Dragon Mistress, James, all of these guys have been around like roughly the same time, so they should also have these years of experience as well. So for someone like what's his name, the mummy, to get defeated within one shot by someone who is, especially compared to them, a newborn, a young buck, a baby within this fight, beat him in one shot? Really? And then there's the speech that Jasper and the mummy have, or ex-mummy now because he's been de-mummified or whatever term was used. The fact that so Jasper and the mummy have a speech, and from what I was getting from this speech, it made it seem like the mummy felt like Jess won because he was stronger of the two. No, no. The whole vibe I was getting from the speech between Jasper and the mummy was that the whole thing of the new generation surpassing the old generation, and I'm cool with that because but that's not what I saw within this chapter. What I saw was plot armor. What I saw was plot armor. What I saw was because, oh yeah, Jess has got to win this with Jess has got to win this because she's the main character, so let's give her a win. That's what I saw. I don't see anything that's sort of suggested that the new gen has surpassed or surpassing, going to surpass the old gen. And another thing that annoys me about this fight in particular, and Jess as a character, even though I don't like her already, well, that's for another reason. That's the whole thing with the reason why I don't like Jess is because I feel that she's too obsessed with Nick. But within this chapter, I've got a new reason to dislike her, and this is this whole thing with her having out of control mode. I'm going to call it. We learn that previously, when she was a child, when she used her powers for the first time, she wasn't able to control it, and therefore she went out of control. And within this chapter, she went out of control. She had enough of being under the control of the mummy, so she's like, screw this. Ah! And then, had a temper tantrum, and then was able to break out of the control of the mummy. Fair enough, I'd have liked for it to stop there, and then went on further to defeat the mummy with one hit. And this is someone, again, I need to mention that this is someone who is supposed to be close to Jasper's level. So yeah, there's that. I really, in all honesty, I reckon it should have been she broke out of the control with a little outburst. That led to the whole feelings. No, there was mentioned something about how the pride. I think it was the pride. The pride. Basically, the mummy was inspired by Jess, and that broke the mummification, and that demummified him. Because he was got pierced. I don't know if it was pierced in the heart. Whatever, regardless, wherever he was pierced, he bled out after that, and that's what led to his death. If just broke out, and that led to the admiration from the mummy, and that demummified him, and then Jasper came in and did the kill. That's what I do believe we should have got. But we didn't get that. We got just one shot, and then, like I said, plot armor for the win right there. Um, I mentioned the whole thing with the outburst. Yeah, I don't like that. Simply because we've got someone who loses control already via Nick. So I don't think we need another character doing that. So moving on, Inca. So within this chapter, we see M2K again. He is watching the things that's going on. He's not happy. So I think it's because he's not happy, really. He's like, alright, cool. I need to have some fun. Let's take out some children and some dragon eggs. So he does that. He goes to do it. And Inkra is there with him. And he's like, no, 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 no. Not letting you do that. And he's able to escape his containment. Fair enough. So then after that, they go into a fight. Inkra is using his powers, and because of his powers, he can, I guess, create weapons. I guess you can, kind of like Sai from Naruto. I guess. So that's what he's doing. They have a fight. There was a little thing. There was a few panels there that got confusing for me, so I didn't understand what was going on. But basically, they're fighting Inkra and M2K, and Inkra can't hurt M2K. We learned that how M2K don't bleed, and I think it was mentioned that for pain as well. So Inkra is having a hard time right now. So obviously, when we go back to these things, I don't think we'll probably see a full fight. I reckon Inkra we'll see the end of the fight where Inkra's defeated. Regardless, Inkra ain't winning that fight. Regardless. So the third thing, we skip back over to Buzz and Rangfang. They are still going at it. Rangfang's trying to convince BuzzFeed to stop fighting, and that's where we go into flashback about Rangfang's past. And within this chapter, we learn that how Rangfang's mom died giving birth to him, and it's because of that Rangfang's dad, Mr. Hotfoot, Mr. Hotfoot, don't like Rangfang. He's blaming Rangfang wrongly. So this is faultlessness fault. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But yeah, and we see that again, cliche bad dad right here. We see him trying to kill Vamp. We're gonna go deep. I'm guessing we're gonna dive deeper into this. If not next chapter, a future chapter. So we'll be building on Rangfang soon. But for what we got within this chapter, because of my disappointment of how Jess's fight ended, only giving this chapter a 3-star rating. And like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.